Avalanche, Avax. Okay, so haven't looked at this in a few days, but drew this out, and it seems to be working out perfectly, which is nice. Avalanche is still very bearish, way below this moving average. This is our monthly target based on its average-ish range. These currencies, these cryptocurrencies are really tough to figure out a monthly range for them because they're all over the place. But yeah, currently, I mean, it came down to this zone, pulled back up to this zone, just kissed it here, pulled back. So I do think that this is ready to break this relatively soon. Obviously, I want to wait for this to break before entering anything, but I do think that this is a good move. If you got in up here, which I did not, but I did mark it out, I mean, you definitely could have taken an entry up here. It's not as probable as price breaking this area right here and then taking a trade, but as far as it rejecting this previous area, I mean, it doesn't really get better than that. It's kind of just a textbook trade here, and you can see on the 4 hour it's created a smaller zone right below this zone. So now this is probably, it's kind of like the shorting zone here. Below this $13 one, this is the new one. So yeah, looking at this, you can see it's just nicely trending back down. Probably going to hit this zone. It is the weekend right now, so there's not a whole lot of momentum in the market. So probably will not break the zone for a few days at least, but is, you know, most likely going to slowly make its way down. So if anything, what we could do is actually figure out a mini zone here. So if we got rid of this zone, we can see this little area here that price has held so far. There's even one here as well. So you got these two little smaller zones. If price breaks these zones, then we're probably good to go to the downside. Not guaranteed, because I mean that zone that we just got rid of is massive. You got these two big, these daily wicks here that are really feeding that previous zone. You can see it is holding with all these wicks here, but yeah, if price cracks these zones and closes below them, you could look for something like this. You know, keep your stops above wherever the previous wicks you know, come in, but like I would actually be comfortable with something like this too, just because the momentum is on your side. You can see price came up, rejected. The fact that it created this zone below this zone is huge. So when price, like, not only did it come up and reject this previous zone that we drew, it made a new one below it, so which also rejected many times. So I mean, price basically rejected this main area here and then this sub area here too. So it tells me that it really wants to go down, but there's just no liquidity in the market to really move it down yet. But you know, when it does, I think it's going to go. So yeah, let price break this area, this $12.33 area, and then maybe just do a small retest, and then you're probably looking for a short position to end the month. Now, we don't know, again, these monthly ranges are all over the place, so we don't know if price will really hit the bottom of this zone at 11 bucks. We don't know if it'll hit the top at 11.33, but those are both very good targets. There's not really much. Well, I think once price breaks these areas here, there's not much in the way of it going down. So if price hits, you know, 11 bucks to end the month, great. If it doesn't, well, it's still probably going down. You're still probably okay. Still gonna make some money, but you can't get too caught up in the monthly range for these cryptocurrencies, because they're just all over the place and they don't behave the same as the forex, like the regular, you know, fiat currencies. So yeah, that's my take on Avalanche. I do think it's a great short relatively soon. You can probably after the weekend let price break this first one and then possibly the second one. Either or is probably good, and then yeah, enter your short position. Just keep your stops above that zone plus any previous wicks. So if price comes down here, comes back up and makes some wicks inside the zone or a little bit above the zone, then just make sure your stop is above all those and you'll probably be good. And then yeah, shoot for, you know, to be safe, I would shoot for the top of this zone. I mean, 11.33 is very reasonable, especially because 12.33 is kind of the bottom of this zone. So it's a full dollar move, and price will probably, you know, follow suit. So you know, it is a good risk to reward. You probably get 8 or 9 on it. So I like that a lot. I think that's very fair. I think if you wait for all of these moving averages to line up, so they kind of already are. So the 4 hour price is way below. The 1 hour price is also below that, and you can see it did cross above, and then it crossed below, you know, lower lows, lower highs, right, trending down, nice bearish momentum, and then it kind of wicked here at the moving average, and now it's actually below the moving average and seems to be wicking, you know, and you got this bearish engulfing candle here on the 1 hour. So price is holding below the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. Think it'd be good to go to short it soon. So that is my take on Avalanche.